All right. Welcome, everyone. This is our first council meeting of 2026. I'd like to acknowledge we're meeting in the traditional territories of Lekwungen, Secwepemc, and Hokaminen-speaking First Nations, with whom we are committed to building stronger working relationships. And I'd just like to know if there anybody in the audience wishes to speak tonight at petitions and delegations. Not seeing any of that, I look for approval of the agenda. Moved by Councillor Roosting, seconded by Councillor Stanton. Discussion, seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor, opposed, not opposed, that carries. All right. So item 3 on the agenda is adoption and receipt of minutes. We can take it all together as one, I believe, that the minutes of December 8th regular meeting council be approved and April 16th, Sustainable Land Use Committee, and November 13th, West Shore Parks and Recreation Committee. Councillor McLean.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Maybe they might be separated out.
Okay.
Maybe not, but so ours are for adoption and the other 2 are just to be received. But I just have a comment which I spoke to staff about today on one of the motions regarding the village initiatives. I had opposed in the vote moving that forward to budget deliberation. So I did speak to staff today. So just so folks know.
Okay.
I did update the agenda or the minutes accordingly for that.
Okay, thank you.
As well as another one as well.
All right.
Thank you.
So we'll take that, the first part, which is our regular meeting, council meetings, things, and you want to move that as an amendment? Do we have a seconder? Do you want to hear it again? Everyone's clear on that? Okay. All those in favor? Opposed? None opposed, so that carries. And then we have the, I look for a motion on April 16th and November 13th meetings.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? None opposed, that carries. And just myself on a report this time around. Anybody else have anything to add at this time? Councilor Singh.
Just very quickly, the new Crest building is now in full operation. They are refitting police cars and fire engines, and they were featured on the deck. The silly guys on Check, Ed and Jeff tonight. So they were there several times during the newscast explaining what goes on there, how cars are refitted, and talking to some of the staff.
Oh, terrific. All right, we'll move on to correspondence and we'll start with 5.1 is the 2025 year-end progress report from West Shore Regional Parks and Rec Master Plan. Any discussion on this correspondence? Councillor McLean.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I appreciate the update and find it interesting that the consultants feel that now the plan needs to be broadened. And so I just wondered if Councillor Anderson had any tips on when something might be coming back to us, because although they have a date in here, sorry, I haven't got it marked. So our comments were to be, there was a quick turnaround after the September Zoom meeting, and we were to have our input comments in by October 10th, 2025. And so I was just wondering if Councillor Anderson had an idea when we might be receiving a revised draft. Thank you.
Thanks for the question, Councillor McLean. One of the West Shore councils was significantly later than October 10th to get their comments in, which didn't speed things along. And we had, as I understand it, the consultants had intended to have a draft back to the staff, at least, of West Shore Parks and Rec by the end of December, but that hadn't happened yet. So now I believe they are hoping for that to happen in January. So there should be, I will get, this Thursday, I'll get an update on where that's at and an opportunity to find out when the next consultation phase will be. The next phase for consultation as a broad public consultation. And I think they're still hoping that will occur in January or perhaps early February, but I'll be able to find out for sure in a couple of days.
Thank you. And just wanted to follow up with the query that we had during budget discussion at our last council meeting regarding the differences in the estimated population projections. Having said that, they are estimates, but I just wondered if you had received the answer to our query. Thank you.
Thanks for that. Yes, I followed up with the CAO about the discrepancy in the population numbers, which were too high in the listed document that we were using for budget reference, I guess, for the last time we looked at the West Shore Parks and Rec budget. They don't have a absolutely certain answer. They did note that there's a footnote in the BC Stats page that says they will randomly update that page for projections and depending on what else is going on. So it may have changed. He still thought that there was a fairly significant change between what we thought our population estimate should be and what that figure in the document was. So he isn't sure that entirely explains it. The only, I guess, comfort we can take out of all of this is that those population figures are not used as part of the way that we calculate the municipal requisition. They were used in that table to help estimate the cost per person of what that municipal requisition turns out to be in each jurisdiction, because they are slightly different. But so that number will have been affected, but the overall requisition will not. Mr. Brown has offered to come to provide an update on 2025 year end and budget conversations and whatnot as well to council if that's of interest.
So I've had a bit of feedback there. Yeah, moved by Councillor Baird, receipt of that item. All those in favor? Any opposed? None opposed, that carries. And that brings us to 5.2 and the often talked about M216, the Professional Reliance Act. Yeah. And Councillor McLean?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I had asked, I don't know who else might have, but I had asked for these two pieces of correspondence to be placed on our agenda. And, I'm pretty sure there's probably not too many municipalities in the province of BC that are happy with or even care for Bill M216, amending the Professional Reliance Act by the province of BC. And so I thought the letters were both really well written and generally had generic concerns, although both letters were somewhat different, but they were both good. And so I was actually going to, did we vote on that previous motion?
Sorry.
Did we move on the motion to receive?
Well, no, we haven't.
Okay. Well, I was going to propose
We have
that.
a motion on the table.
Okay, well, I'll wait for that. I was going to propose that District of Highlands also send a letter for what it's worth.
Can we add that as an amendment to this?
Oh, okay. So, as an amendment, I move that council direct staff to write a letter for the Highlands Mayor's signature, reflecting the same concerns within the two pieces of correspondence on the agenda this evening, and copy it to Premier David Eby. I believe it's Finance Minister Bailey and Minister Boyle. Oh, and the President of UBCM.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Councillor Baird.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I think one of the things that also has been missed, and perhaps this is not necessarily critical for the letter, but I think it's critical for recognizing that I think the provinces shoot themselves in the foot in many ways, because any application that we have concerns would have to go to a superintendent or a statutory person, an independent review, and the number of files that they are going to get is absolutely going to backlog the system. So in some ways, 216 makes me completely grumpy, pissed off, if you may, excuse my language. But I think that ultimately what is going to happen is I think the government is going to have to backtrack on it, because they are going to have a very grumpy development community.
Mhm. Well, the way it was brought forward is certainly kind of a test flag, the way it was presented in Parliament. And that's sitting at the Victoria Mayor's meeting. It was 100% not received well by the mayors in the region. And there's also a similar reaction at the CRD board. So there's no shortage of people doing this. And I think another letter won't hurt at all. So totally supportive of that. Does anybody else wish to speak? All those in favor? Opposed? That carries. Okay, and that brings us to, oh yeah, that's right. We go to the main minute. We're back to the main motion. All those in favor? Opposed? None opposed. That carries. And that brings us to 6.1.
Do we need to also move 5.3?
Well, I thought we encompassed both of them. Am I correct on that?
Sure, we can encompass them both.
Good. 6.1, and that's the 2026 AVIC AGM and Convention, April 14th, 16th. Anyone wish to move recommendation? Moved by Councillor Stanton, seconded by Councillor Roosing. Discussion. Councillor McLean. Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know who had their hands up first. I didn't have the magic lights here, but that's fine. I think it could be noted that Councillor McLean was seconding on that. Okay. All those in favor? Opposed? None opposed. That carries. And we're going to move in camera, that council move in camera in accordance with the following sections of the community charter. 91H, an administrative tribunal hearing or potential administrative tribunal hearing affecting the municipality, other than a hearing to be conducted by the council or a delegate of council, and negotiations and related discussions respecting the proposed provision of a municipal service that are at their preliminary stages, and that, in the view of the council, could reasonably be expected to harm the interest of the municipality if they were held in public. Yeah. Moved by Councillor Gordon, seconded by Councillor Roosing. Discussion, seeing none, all in favor? Opposed, none opposed. And also Councillor McLean asked for a brief break here too.